Welcome to the 6th video in our Worship Guitar Mastery series. Now in this video, we're going to be exploring the world of delay-driven rhythmic motifs and how they can be used to add depth and dimension to your worship guitar playing. The first part, we're going to start off by exploring a cool, repetitive rhythmic motif using delay to create a cool pulsing effect. In part 2, we'll delve into the world of polyrhythms and I'll show you how to group 3 notes against a rhythmic grouping of 4 for a really interesting sound. And then finally, in part 3, we'll take a look at how to use power chords and open triads to really cover a wide range of the neck and adding some power and movement to drive the song forward. And by the end of this video, you'll have a deeper understanding of how to use delay and rhythmic motifs to create dynamic and interesting worship guitar parts. And as always, you can grab the tab and track bundle by clicking the link in the video description to practice these parts at your own pace using the tabs and tracks. So grab your guitar and let's dig in. Alright, so this section actually had 3 parts. Now again, like I mentioned before, this is not the kind of thing that you'll stuff all the parts that you can into a song on a Sunday because that just will be overkill. The purpose of this was more educational purposes to show you all the different types of parts that you can play. And in our church, we typically only have one electric guitarist on a Sunday, so I'll choose one of these 3 parts, for example, depending on what's going to work best for the song. So I showed you in this case just what these 3 parts sound like together for some fun, the interplay between the parts, but like I mentioned, you wouldn't change your part literally every single repeat of a section or whatever the case may be. You'll find a few parts and you'll develop them a little bit more. But having said that, let's now go ahead and look at the first of these 3 parts. So on its own, it sounded like this. And without any delay, it sounds like this. And without any reverb, it sounds like this. Okay, we put the reverb back in. And then I put the delay back in. So basically it's just 2 notes. It's a D and a G, which is this. A D and a G. So those same 2 notes are being played over and over and over. In fact, it's over all of the chords. I play the D and a G over the G. I play the D and the G over the E minor, and then I play the D and the G over the C as well, and then when I go to the D, I just take the 8th fret to the 10th fret. So can you see there, I played 4 bars of music using only 3 notes. The D and the G for the first 3 chords, and then the D and the A for the final chord, which was a D. That was the first repeat around. Now rhythmically, I'm doing a 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and. If I were to play this with strokes, it'll basically be down, down, up, 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 down, down. So it'll sound something like this. So you're probably hearing some South American kind of familiar rhythms there. We won't get into the details of that right now, but that's basically if you were to strum it. Down, down, up, 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 down, down. But in this case, I'm playing everything with downstrokes because I really want to accent those notes. And I'm using palm muting because if I don't palm mute, it's just a little bit too much with all the notes bleeding into each other. And that is it. Now, when we repeat it, I went higher. So instead of playing D and G over my G chord, I played G and D. So I inverted the two notes. So instead of having D as the low note with G as the high note, I had G as the low note with D as the high note. And then there was a slight variation. When I went to the C, I played these two notes the first time. And then I went from, 8-10, I went to 8-8 over the C chord, and then I went 10-10 over the D chord. So what I'll do now is I'll play the higher section once for you. It sounded like this. So this over the G, so same two notes over the E minor, then the same two notes over the C, that went down to 8-8, and then these two notes 10-10 over the D. So that was the first part. I first started it on the D and the G, then I inverted it to the G and the D with that slight movement like I've just shown you. Now the second part also has something interesting going on here from a rhythmic perspective, which is like a polyrhythm. I've got notes grouped in groups of 3, but played over a 16th note rhythm, which is grouped in 4. So I've got this 3 against 4 kind of feel. What does that mean? Well, the second part sounded like this. So as you can see, 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2, 3. So that groups of 3 played with a 16th note rhythm. So 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a... All right, you'll get it. You just listen to the rhythm and then play it. Basically what I'm doing there is I'm picking the 7th fret, hammering onto the 8th fret, and then I'm going to my pedal tone. Remember, we've used this pedal tone before already, that D. So I'm picking 7, hammering to 8 on the B, and then I'm picking my pedal tone on the D. Then I'm reversing it. I'm picking 8, pulling off to 7, and then picking 7 again. So it's 7, hammer, 7, 8, pull, 7. And then I repeat that phrase. And I basically play it 2.5 times. So 1, 7, 8, 8, 7, 7, 8, 8, 7, 7, 8. And after that last 7, 8, I'm going down, up. So I just play that 3 times. So I play it over the G. Playing it over the E minor, playing it over the C, and then I'm hammering from 8 to 10 while leaving the 7th note where it was as a pedal, so that it can fit over this D chord. So let's go ahead and put those parts together again so that you can hear them in action. If you have headphones, you'll hear the one part on the left and the other part on the right, and you can kind of hear the interplay between these two parts. Both of these parts will work great as its own, as a lead guitar part, and they also tend to be quite fun when you put them together. All right, let's check it out. All right, so those two parts kind of happening left and right. And then I also played this power chord part that's kind of sits in the middle, acts like glue between those two different parts. So let's quickly go ahead and look at what I did there. There's a couple of, a combination of some of the voicings that we've looked at so far, if you've seen the previous videos, together with a few new voicings over here. It started off with a G5, open G5 on the 1, and then on beat 4, I played G over B. Now we've looked at that same chord before when we played C over E and D over F sharp. So it's an open triad. So it's 2 on the A, 5 on the D, and 3 on the B. And of course I'm muting the G. Then that was played over the G chord. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Now when I went there, there's a couple of ways in which you can play this. You can either play this as an open triad for E minor, which is a 7 on the A, 9 on the D. Don't play the G, and then 8 on the B. So that's one way of playing it. And then on the and of 2, 1 and 2 and, I played the 8th fret on the E string, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So together it sounds like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Now typically that's just a voicing that you play like this. But as I was playing it, it just kind of, there was an empty spot that you just wanted to add in a higher note, and that's why I just added in this B note, because this is all an E minor chord here, using the A minor shape, but using an open triad, and then just adding in that high B note. Then when we went to the C, I did the same thing, but I just developed a previous idea. So a lot of times with the motifs that we do, you can see we take an idea and then we kind of stay on it and just slightly develop it. So when I went to the C over E, instead of playing C over E as a standard open triad, which will be 7 on the A, 10 on the D, mute the G, and 8 on the B, I actually did this. You don't really hear that note so well, but it's basically this C over E, and then you kind of can throw in the D note there, which is the 9th, and then the major 7th, which is the B. So this kind of gives you a C major 9 over E. But if I just play everything together, it sounds like this, which is quite dense. Whereas if I go, I kind of break things up a little bit, right? So now I add 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So this time I played 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And when I played the 4th beat there, then it's purely just an open triad, because you don't want to play all those notes every time. So I break it up. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and then 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So what's happening there? Well, it's 7, 7, 10, 10, which is the same as if I played open, open, 3, 3. So it's the same upper structure from this chord, but it's played over here. For a D5, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So I play 1, I slide it down, and then on the and of 2, I play open, open, 2, 3. It's like a D power chord over the A. So it's D5 over A. All together, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. On the repeat, it's exactly the same thing, except I'm putting in an open A before I go to the G over B. It sounds like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. For a little bit of a walk up. So I get G. That's the bass notes with the chords. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So as you can hear, a nice fat part that doesn't just stay down here, because for some of the previous power chord parts we were all in the open position, but this time it kind of moves up the neck as it's building the intensity and able to add some more harmonic and melodic variety as we go up further on the neck. Now, as you finish watching this video, don't forget that you can grab the tabs and the tracks and get access to our special interactive videos featuring animated tabs and fretboards. All the videos in this bundle are powered with the SoundSlice technology in our Worship Guitar Skills Academy, and these living sheet music resources will really take your practice routine to the next level and make it way more effective. You'll be able to practice along with my recording using the special hybrid video and music notation player, so all you need to do is press play and then watch as the notes light up and sync up with the video. This will give you a deeper understanding of all the different concepts and techniques covered in this video. It will really help you to craft killer worship guitar parts with ease. So if you're interested in checking out the tab and track bundle for this specific lesson and also supporting our channel, check out the link in the description for more information.